It is. Go get her a bone.
I got quite the setup here. I got 5 screens.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, says it started.
Excellent.
Most excellent. You're most excellent. You look most excellent with that hat. I really do like that hat.
I do
like that once.
Yeah.
That hat and my little Miata would go good together.
It might, yeah.
Because it doesn't catch the wind.
Yeah, we'll have to take it out for a drive and see how it does.
It's a driving hat.
It is.
I think we're live, Pastor Gilles.
We are live. Welcome, Facebook world.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've never done this, so if we end up with a glitch or two, we're sorry. We didn't mean to. We're trying to learn as we go.
I do like
that once. Whoa, no.
Yeah.
Now, see what I did?
See, are we getting an echo?
I told you we'd have a glitch or two. It didn't take long, did it?
There we go. Come on, people, extend them some grace.
That's right. Now, we are live. If you want to get on Facebook and chat with us, that would be fine in Messenger. Either my personal page, or you can do it right on the Facebook live stream. We can chat in there. That would be awesome.
Love your questions.
Yeah.
Comments.
And we're going to talk a little bit about what we're doing to prepare for the day when we can finally come back in the building.
I'm so excited for that day.
Oh, me too. And, you know, I'm a hugger. I'm going to have to restrain myself, and probably somebody's going to have to remind me. But I like to hug people. I'd rather hug people than shake their hands.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've had a few things in the works as we've gone on. We've been having Zoom meetings with the elders and with other leaders, and have come up with a few ideas so that when we do come back together, we're maintaining social distance to the best we can, of course, but still come together. We want people to be safe. We need them to know that we're doing all we can to keep them safe, so that they feel safe and they actually are safe, not just feel safe.
Correct.
We don't want to just look safe. We want to do everything in our power to protect anybody who might come in our building. It was really weird. I was over at the building today, and it's really kind of surreal. I was thinking, the building's been there since 1997, and in the last 6 weeks, nobody's been there on a Sunday to speak of. I mean, once in a while, somebody will stop in and do something, but for all those years and years, and I know some churches have been around for hundreds of years, and they've met every Sunday, period. And then this comes along and throws a monkey wrench into everything.
Yeah, you're right. I've been there a couple Sundays by myself, and it's not good. Like you said, it's surreal feeling. It's
kind of weird, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. But the good news is I know I didn't miss the rapture. So
you did not miss the rapture. I'm still here. You're still here. We're doing our best to make sure that we're not going to miss the rapture.
That's right.
If your theology doesn't line up with the rapture, that's okay. We don't care. We know that Jesus is coming back, and when he does, we need to be ready.
That's right. And not only is Jesus coming back and we have to be ready, but we're opening the church up soon, and we got to be ready for that.
That's right. Yeah. So, look at this. That's a jug of hand sanitizer.
It sure is.
And so we're preparing. We've been planning. We're preparing. We're getting ready. So we bought some touchless dispensers for this stuff, so that we can make sure that we're doing all we can to help you keep your hands clean. Of course, washing your hands is better, I guess, than this. I'm not sure. So
I was washing my hands before it was trendy. So
me too.
Yeah. Good, right?
And then we bought some of these just in case you show up without yours. We can give you one. We want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to be safe, to make sure that people know that they're safe, they feel safe. And the most fun thing that I bought yet is this. Anybody know what this is? Watch this.
Taser.
Look at that. 97.5. Let's see what
Well,
Pastor Gilles is. Let's see how this works. Lo. Lo and behold, Pastor Gilles. Hey, that was pretty funny, if I say so myself. So this is a touchless, as you can see, infrared thermometer. And will we use this on everybody? I don't know. It depends on what the situation is like when we finally get to that day. What is the recommendations from those that are in authority over us?
correct.
And we're really trying to walk that tension, doing everything we can to be submitted to those that are in authority over us, according to Romans chapter 13, but also obey the Lord. And when the day comes, when they say we can get together, whether it's 50 people or 100 people or whatever it is, then we'll start with what we can start with. So.
Yeah, it's our job to create an environment that's safe for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's definitely a step in that direction.
Yeah. So the other things we've talked about doing or are going to institute is we're going to have a person that will be responsible for the door, so everybody that comes in doesn't have to touch the door. So if it's nice out, the door will be left open. If it's not so nice out, then somebody will be there to open the door for you. We have a large sanctuary. I mean, we can legally seat 500. So we have room to spread out. We'll remove some chairs and spread people out, and we'll have somebody assigned to help you find a seat to make sure that you and your little family pod can sit together, of course. But we want to make sure that we're doing our best to keep that 6-foot rule the best we can. So those are a couple of other things. And we'll probably have somebody that their job will be on Sunday morning will be to continually wipe down the door handles, the bathrooms, just kind of walk around and just keep sanitizing.
That's right. And we talked about moving the coffee corner so that it's not in the corner, but it's either in the sanctuary or downstairs and in a place where there's plenty of room to spread out, but we can still socialize.
Yes. I think we can still socialize with being 6 feet apart. Actually, I'm a Vermonter, so 6 feet is kind of close, but
I'm with you, yeah.
I have a personal bubble, and it's pretty big, at least an arm length. So if we triple my arm length, then that's safe, right?
Yeah.
And of course, we'll have masks on too, so that'll be very helpful.
Should we get name tags so we know who we're?
That's a good question, because if I wear a mask and got my hat on and
the
mask,
might not know who we're next to.
Maybe we should take a magic marker and write on our mask.
It's a good idea.
Pastor Mike, you could use that little label gun and make a label.
That's right, yeah.
That'd be kind of fun, huh?
It would.
But in all seriousness, last week in the Sunday message, we talked about the importance of fellowship in the early church. That's one of the hallmarks of the early church, was that they had fellowship, and that fellowship is super important. And we cannot live as a body of Christ without coming together. And virtually is good. Virtually is certainly better. I can't even imagine what this would have been like 20 years ago when this technology wasn't here. Even 10 years ago, it was iffy. I think Skype was just starting 10 years ago, but it didn't work. So, what would we have done in a generation ago? So, we need to count our blessings and realize that even though we can't come together physically, we've been able to get together. And
we have. And those meetings have been fantastic.
They have. Our Sunday morning experience has been getting better and better every week. I think we're by the time we're done with this, we'll have a great product to put out. But in the meantime, just doing our best to connect with people and encourage them and offering them some stability in a world where everything is shaking, I think is really important.
Yep.
And our prayer meetings have I don't know, quadrupled, or what's 5 or 6 times even. I mean, we've got our attendance at prayer meeting has gone through the roof. It's been awesome.
That's good.
We actually will probably continue to do prayer meetings that way. It's much easier to pray in your living room than it is to get in your car and drive to the church, and so maybe we'll do a combination of both, where some people are sitting around a table in the church and they've got a laptop set up there for those that are zooming in. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but I think it's going to be fun.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. So
if you want to be there, you can, but if you can't,
Yeah.
and you don't want to join.
And Bible studies. I mean, I think it's a terrific way to do Bible study. I would have never thought of it otherwise, of course, but this week will be the last week of Psalm 23. Next week we'll have a prayer meeting. It's the National Day of Prayer on Thursday, so we'll have an extra prayer meeting instead of Bible study. But the week after that, I think we're going to start a foundations class. So if there are people that are new to the faith, or they just need a refresher, or they want to learn how to share their faith with others, maybe some of the things that maybe it's growing in Christ. Sometimes you miss out on some stuff. I remember when I was like in third grade, I was sick. I had strep throat or something for a couple of weeks, and I missed the whole part where we learned about cups and pints and all the wet measurements. And to this day, I still don't know them. So
really,
if we could go back to, if we had a foundations class for third graders, I probably should take it.
Yeah.
So, but just because you've been in the church a long time doesn't mean that you shouldn't review the foundations and check them to make sure that your understanding of what you think you understand is actually true.
You're right. The Apostle Paul talks about it in Corinthians. And he says that what your foundation is built on is what's going to last, and the wood, hay, and stubble is going to burn.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. And then in Hebrews 6, it lists some foundational things there, and many people don't even know what those are. Like laying on of hands is one of the things that whoever wrote the book of Hebrews says is a foundational thing. Wow. Who'd have thunk it? So we have some people watching with us online. If you've got a question, I have Facebook right here, and we'll do our best to include you in our conversation. If you've got a question, if you've got a thought, if you've got an idea that will help make it safer, let us know, and we'll talk about that. It's good to see some of you online. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Magenta. Oh, don't.
I think Judy would like it, though. Embarrass her.
Judy, my little Judy.
There we go.
Okay, there you go. That's it. That's all you're getting. Period. So.
I know she's blushing right now.
She probably is. And what I'm thinking about Judy, but I'm also thinking about peanut butter fudge.
Yeah, I know something about that peanut butter fudge.
She makes the best peanut butter fudge in the world. That is a fact. Hi, Nicole. Howdy from you. I know you're out in California. It's good to see you. Well, I don't see you, but I know you just clicked on and said you were watching. So welcome. Amber, got any questions? Any thoughts to add? No? Pastor Gilles, you got anything? Hey, Jody, did you hear me sing? Judy.
So Tanya says to take the temperature. I guess she might have tuned in late. There we go. That's definitely something that's talked about.
93.2. I should go to the doctor's.
You should. Maybe not move it around so much.
That's better. 98.0.
Okay.
That's good. I usually run cold. 97.5 or so. Well, this has been fun. I hope that we can continue conversations like this. I think that this interaction is a very helpful thing. I think that I can get boring, you can get boring, but together, hopefully, you can. I'm sure of it.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah. By the way, if any of you haven't caught Pastor Gilles and his son Andrew in our Catalyst Kids Corner stuff, I don't know what's happening this Sunday. I don't know if they're doing that or if we're doing a puppet show, but either way, absolute riot.
Did you see that message that just showed up?
Yeah, I got a question from Kids Corner.
All the way from Barry, Vermont.
All the way from Barry, Vermont.
Yeah. Isabel asked what's going to happen with kids church and nursery? And I think that's a great question.
That's a great question. We've talked about it, and right now our thought is that we won't have, that will be suspended until we get further down the road. We'll have family worship. It'll probably be a little shorter than what we're used to, but the family unit will be all together. I don't know how we can do children's ministry and maintain the social distancing, the physical distancing that they're asking us to do.
Yeah, I think it would be wise to wait until the governor says, hey, school's back in session, so then we
Daycares
can.
are open, stuff like that. But we certainly have thought about it and talked about it. I don't see a way possible. We'll probably continue to do some kind of a Catalyst Kids Corner on Sunday morning upstairs, so that there's something for them at least. And of course, it's not really the church's job to teach your children about the things of God. It's yours as a parent. We come alongside you and help you. That's our goal. It's not to take your place. Judy got our message. She said she's going to make us some. Well, she said she's going to make me some. And then she said, hi, Pastor Gilles. So maybe I'll share with you.
You better.
I will. Judy, I'll share with him. You don't have to send it out twice, okay? I'll give him at least a piece.
Just a little taste?
Yeah. Well, first things first.
Yeah, I know that stuff well.
That's right. Safe communion ideas, good question. I actually made a purchase. I don't know when it's going to get here because Christian Book Distributors is shut down, but I ordered they're pre-packaged, individually packaged little cups with the little wafers. They're not what I would like to do, but they will be safe. So that's a great question as well, because we certainly don't want to be having everybody come up and touch the bread, and we're not of the liturgy to share a cup, so we don't have to worry about that. But even coming up and picking up the cup, so I don't know how we'll distribute them. Maybe we'll have them set out in the four corners of the building or something, so people can go up and get their own and take it back to their seat. But they're individually wrapped, they're sealed. So I think that'll be a great way to.
We could maybe even have them set up pre-church and grab it on your way in.
We could. That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great question, Nikki or Jeff, whichever one asked that. Great question. Thank you for asking it.
Come on, keep the questions coming.
Come on. Rebecca DeMar asked about kids' church too, so we answered that question. I hope to your satisfaction, Rebecca. Let us know if you have more questions. So while we're waiting for maybe another question or two, what's God teaching you in this season, Pastor Gilles?
Yeah, a few things. Humbling. It's I have really learned how much I need the body.
Mm-hmm.
How dependent I am on God. And that he is Jehovah Jireh. He is the God who provides, and he has met every single one of my needs.
Yeah.
Not all of my wants,
mm-hmm.
but not every single one of my needs. I have not gone without, and he has blessed me and my family during this time. But there's also been some of those lessons of, man, I need God, I need people.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna get through this.
Yeah. Really interesting. Some of the stuff he's taught me, and one of them is that I need people. I'm a people person. I know some people are introverts, so they're probably like, oh, this is a breeze. I'm not an introvert. I like to be around people. And I've grown tired of this, but I think I got a revelation about kind of what we're going through as human beings. I think we're grieving. We're grieving the 2020 that should have been, and is not. We're grieving the fact that we can't make any plans. We don't even know what's going to happen in July or August or September. I mean, how do you make any plans? Do you plan a vacation? Do you put down a deposit? Do you buy an airplane ticket? How do you do anything at this point other than be in kind of suspended mode? And as I've watched myself and watched others, the grieving process, you're in denial. This is going to end tomorrow. This is done. We're all done with this. This is not happening. And then there's sadness, and there's kind of that depression place where you're like, just can't do this anymore. And then there's anger, and I don't know who you're supposed to be angry at. This little virus, you get angry at the virus. And then, of course, in that place, I find myself, I hope nobody else does this, but I find myself thinking, well, if I were the governor, please don't do that. It's a very dangerous thing to do. I'm glad I'm not the governor. I'm glad I'm not the president. I'm glad I'm not one making decisions. But as I've watched the cycle of emotions that I've gone through, the waves, if you will, it's like that's grieving, and I really think we're grieving what could have been. And for me, it's not as bad as for some others. If I were a high school senior, for example, I'd really be grieving, because it's not just graduation, it's that whole end of your senior year. I remember the end of my senior year, you could skip school and nobody cared.
Well, they lost their proms, they lost the senior skip day, and all of the pageantry that leads up to it. So that's really bad. I have a daughter that's a senior, so I know that she really struggled at first with it. Yeah.
And as we go through it, we need to be there to encourage each other. And how can we as followers of Christ try to help people walk through this, even our own families? I miss my mom. It's funny because I probably talk to her more now than I did before, but before I had the choice to go visit her if I wanted to, and now I can't for this season anyhow. But that's okay.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Got your message, Tom. I guess we'll just I already ordered them, so I guess we'll just have to pray that the taste isn't too bad. He says that at Lighthouse they tried the prepackaged communions when they were so bad that Pastor Sue threw them away.
They do have a peculiar taste to them, but I think it's
not a very big taste, right?
Yeah, it's bearable.
Yeah.
And for the next couple months, I got nervous. Somebody was trying to skip in on my peanut butter fudge when you asked about the taste. I said, no.
Oh.
We're not sharing with Tom. You just settle down, Tom.
Tom, you get your own fudge.
That's right.
It's who you know.
That's my Grammy Judy.
Yeah, that's right. Heidi Little's on with us. Hi, Heidi.
Hey, Heidi.
She said her kids are doing so good, not dwelling on those things. That's good, because I'm hoping that somehow we can help them dwell on other things that are better, because we can get in that place of just kind of spiraling downward into a depression, and we certainly don't want that. Hannah Isabel asks a question: is there a plan for a youth group, Pastor Gilles?
I'm waiting for the governor to just release us, and basically the day he does, we're going to have a meeting.
But we'll still have these things in place, right?
We will.
Not going to get together and play tag or something that first night.
Well, maybe kickball.
Maybe.
Kickball. You can socially distance and play kickball.
Yeah. That's right. It's all good.
It is. I know, so this is kind of on the other end of it, but some of the things that I heard that people wanted was their Easter made up. They want to get dressed up and they want to wear their, have one of those deals.
Yeah.
So I know that when we get back, church is going to be a party.
It is.
Right.
And
worship is going to be off the wall.
It is. And maybe we can plan a dress up Sunday where we go back to Easter and everybody wears their finest, and we set up a photo booth and take some pictures, and because every Sunday we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's why we get together. because he rose from the grave. If he wasn't raised from the dead, then we wouldn't be getting together.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Yeah. So good stuff. Good stuff. Betty says, yeah, they don't taste very good, but they're safe. Those little communion things.
Yeah.
So, and Tom wants to know if he can bring his own. You can bring your own, Tom, as long as it's grape juice.
That's right. Not Boone's Farms.
That's right. Tom says you can play soccer. Well, I don't know, can you? Because you can't play soccer without getting close together.
Soccer, you get pretty close.
Yeah. If I'm going to play soccer, it's going to be tackle soccer. I'm going to make it fun.
Maybe dodgeball. I don't know. We're going to do something, though. But
It'll be good. It'll be good. Who knows what God will do. It's going to be a party, though. Right?
Yeah.
Now we'll cook some burgers and dogs, too.
Ooh.
Some potatoes. Potato salad sounds good.
Yes, it does.
I don't think I've had any of that since last summer.
It's about time to.
It is. It is. Well, I just want to thank you, Pastor Gilles, for taking some time this afternoon to chat with us. And thank you, everybody that's joined in. I think it's been fun. Hopefully it's been encouraging. And one of the reasons why we wanted to do this was to make sure that people know that we are preparing for the day we come back, and we're not going to wait until that day comes. We're making steps and plans now. We're going to have some procedures in place, protocols, whatever you want to call them, so that when we do come back together, we're all safe. And I just wanted to share with people that we are in the planning process and in the purchasing process. So if you've got ideas, you can send them to us even after we're offline. You can email them to either Pastor Gilles or I, info@catalystvt.org. So any last thoughts, Pastor Gilles?
No, just I'm in hope that it's sooner than later, but I know that there is a light at the end of this tunnel.
There is. It's coming. No doubt about it. Well, here's some more ideas just before we go. Tom Isabel says bow and arrows. Maybe.
I don't know if I trust some of the boys with bow and arrows.
Yeah, I don't know. Crystal says swimming. I don't know where you're going swimming.
I don't know either.
Magenta says soccer, says the dad who. Magenta says soccer, says the dad who has no knowledge on sports. Brittany says paintball.
Now that's an idea.
I like paintball.
Me too. There is a paintball place in
Colchester. Yeah, and there's lots of state land that you can go to for free too. Just bring your own guns.
Good job, Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany's a paintballer from way back.
That's good.
Anyhow.
Well, you got us all interested now.
I know. Facebook. Well, back when Brittany and Eric were middle school, maybe early high school, we started playing paint. Well, they started playing paintball, and then all the adults figured out how much fun it was. So we had this paintball. It wasn't anything official, but there was probably 20 of us, 25 of us that played paintball almost every weekend. We bought our own tank. We bought a chronograph. We filled our own CO2 cylinders, fully automatic paintball guns. I don't know if you know Carl Eschman, but he had the gun. He had a long barrel on that thing. It was like a sniper rifle. It was way too much fun. Way too much fun.